Welcome to In My Feelings, a safe space to talk all things NBA. This is an NBA Finals version. I'm Big Waz. Let's go. All right, folks, let's get into factor feelings. After the Celtics all-encompassing, dominating Game 1 victory at home over the Dallas Mavericks, this series is functionally over. Come on, guys. Y'all know that's feelings. How many times in the playoffs do we have to repeatedly tell you guys not to panic, go overboard after Game 1? Now, if I'm a Celtics optimist, all the things that you thought the Celtics had as matchup advantages ended up coming to fruition in Game 1. One, the spacing put Dallas's defense in uncomfortable positions. Not only were the Celtics able to put up a bunch of threes, it's just the lanes were wide open, and they had the Dallas Mavericks defenders second-guessing themselves the entire game, and especially in that first half where they basically blew the doors open and were never seriously challenged at any point after that, right? I thought the spacing, that precious spacing that they've built specifically once Kristaps Porzingis came into the game and he's spacing out to 29, 30, 28 feet, I just thought it put the Mavs defense in a bind. And the way that they were able to play defense in those beginning rounds, constantly finding a way to keep either Gafford or Lively close as hell to the basket in order to, funnel defenders into the paint and provide that incredible rim protection. Boston just didn't, afford them that. And then on the other side of the ball, I thought Boston was tenacious, man. Luka looked sluggish. He didn't have that put my foot on the gas mentality. He looked kind of timid. I liked the way that they switched on him. I thought Big Al did pretty decent in the switches. In the second half, Luka sort of found his footing a little bit better in how he was attacking the switches and being faster about his attacks. Boston also did a great job not giving up those corner three-pointers that Dallas has been so accustomed to generating all playoff long. I just thought they made Dallas look uncomfortable on both ends of the floor, and I tip my cap to Boston for coming out and looking like world beaters. Now, why do I not think it's over? A few things. One, I think Kyrie can just be better, more aggressive, be faster, more decisive. I thought he missed some pretty damn good looks, honestly, even the misses that he did have. But there was just times where he looked uncomfortable, looked harried, was not getting to his spots. And then again, on the pull-ups off a pick and roll, he had some beautiful wide open looks. I think that could obviously be better. I think the big men could be better at punishing the Boston switches. Now, look, I don't think Gafford or Lively, or certainly not Moxie Kleber, should be posting up Tatum or Brown when they get switched onto him and trying to do 40 different dribbles and post moves like they're Hakeem. But look, man, if these guys on switches get deep post position, Luka can get them the ball and they can get that thing up there, get fouls, get layups, get better finishes. I think it's just about the adjustment, honestly, playing better, and also Dallas just being sharper in their rotations, getting out the shooters. They've been so much better at that all year. Boston was just the sharper, more energetic, more well-versed in their game plan team in Game 1. And that was a surprise because the Mavericks have looked so incredible in terms of their game plan and execution all playoffs long. So I expect them to come back. But yes, Boston sent a message. If somebody had never seen either one of these teams play at all this season, it's hard to come out of that Game 1 and thinking Dallas has any sort of chance. But come on, man, playoff history tells us not to jump out the window after Game 1. All right, let's do a vibe check really quick with the guy that I considered the person who flipped this entire Game 1 on its head, and that's Kristaps Porzingis, who hasn't played since the first round of the playoffs, which seemed like ages ago when Boston was losing a stupid game against Miami in Game 2 at home. Kristaps Porzingis came back, and I thought, man, in that first quarter, when he came in, he changed the entire tenor of the game. Not just with his shooting, which is to be expected. I like that he was aggressive, hunting his shot on the switches where he wasn't trying to post up or even drive all the way to the basket. He was getting smaller guys on him, creating a little bit of space and just shooting right over the top. The best part about his comeback is Dallas a few times tried to challenge him at the cup, and KP was more than game and sent their shit back. That was truly impressive to see. He was a true rim deterrent. And so, man, he's affecting all phases of the game. I thought he might look winded coming into his first ever NBA Finals game. He looked like he had his legs up under him. I got to tip my hat to KP because I was skeptical coming into the series that he could be a guy to give them 30 great minutes a game, considering the injury that he's coming back from and the stage that he's on. But man, I'll be goddamned if Kristaps Porzingis was not the X factor that blew the lid off of this game in game one, man. It should be mentioned he came off the bench, which surprised me because he's been their starter all year, obviously. But if the guy can go, why wouldn't he start? I thought immediately once he came in, his impact was felt. And so that's the guy to watch this series, man. If he's making his shots, if he's providing a deterrent at the basket for Boston's backline defense, they have a great shot of pulling this thing off and getting the monkey off their back, exercising those demons that they've had in so many postseasons before. And so, yeah, man, this KP thing, very nice to see. All right, guys. So Jason Tatum's been doing this thing for a few playoffs now where he wears a replica, I'm assuming, of the Celtics practice jersey that Kobe Bryant wore back in the summer of 1996 when he was doing his draft workouts for different teams, and he famously did a draft workout for the Celtics, who ultimately did not end up taking him. But Tatum is a big Kobe acolyte, Mamba mentality and all of that. And he's been doing this for a while, and he did it before game one. And he's done stuff like text Kobe after Kobe passed away, and it's semi-cringe stuff. Like, your mileage may vary on some of that stuff, and sharing the texting Kobe and all of that. And we get it. Like, it was a horrible loss for everybody in the basketball community, specifically his family and the people who were closest to him within the basketball family. But it just felt like kind of forced and kind of whatever. So I did come in here ready to kill Jason Tatum for a lot of this goofy Kobe stuff that's just like, it just feels like he's laying it on pretty thick. But I gotta say, man, the cynicism is lifted after watching game one, man. I'm easily turned, yo. The Celtics came out and gave a hell of a performance. Jason Tatum gave a great all-around performance where he was very readily getting off of the ball after driving and drawing help defense. Like, I was impressed with Tatum's game, man. If you want to do all the Kobe stuff and all the craziness, go ahead, man. Have at it. As long as your team is hooping and you are contributing in a major fashion, go ahead. All right, y'all, that's our show for today. Make sure you subscribe to The Ringer's YouTube page. Make sure you hit the like button on this thing. I swear to God, it really helps with the algorithm to get our show out there to the people. And make sure you hit the notification bell so that every single time In My Feelings drops, you're getting that notification in your inbox. We'll see you guys next week with more NBA Finals. Peace.